water levels. They've been around since Super Mario Bros. And they've been in almost every game from New Super Mario Bros. Wii to Super Mario 64. They're a staple of the Mario franchise, yet everyone seems to hate them. So today we're going to be cutting them out of his plumber's diet, and we're going to be trying to beat his newest 3D experience, Super Mario Odyssey, without touching the water. So without further ado, welcome back to The Games Must Go On, and let's go. First off, we need to discuss the rules for this challenge. For this particular challenge, I'm going to say any bodies of water are not allowed. This includes everything from a little puddle to an entire ocean, and anything in between. Although I am going to be discluding any sort of water effect. This includes like fog, rain, or being splashed by a waterfall, because these aren't actual bodies of water, and they don't allow Mario to swim, so I am not allowing those to ruin our run. Also, because some levels don't have water in them, I'm also going to be banning the use of lava or poison, although I am going to allow fire. Also, on a last note, ice water is not going to be allowed, while snow, deep snow, and ice are. But with the rules out of the way, let's finally start this challenge and start Super Mario Odyssey. We start the game in Cap Kingdom, a kingdom entirely inhabited by caps, and thankfully there's no water here, except for a little puddle to the side at the very beginning. But that's not the real problem here. The problem comes inside of the tower, where we actually do have a lot of water. But thankfully, through precise platforming with a frog, we're able to make it up the tower pretty easily. But that isn't going to be the case for the rest of the run. Thankfully, Cap Kingdom is no problem, and we're able to move on to Cascade Kingdom. Now that we're in Cascade Kingdom, we have to make our way all the way to the top of the mountain to fight Madame Brutal. And thankfully this isn't much of a problem, as there's almost no water in the level besides a waterfall. Now, going across the bridge at the beginning will get you splashed, but thankfully, because that's just a water effect, I'm not counting it in this run. So thankfully we're able to make our way up to the top of the mountain, fight Madame Brutal, and now we're able to move on to the Sand Kingdom. So let's go! Welcome everyone to the Sand Kingdom. Now, the Sand Kingdom isn't really much of a problem in this run because it's a desert. There's no water in it, leading it to be one of the easiest kingdoms. Although there is a lake of poison, as well as a few ice sculptures that start to melt, such as the fountain and a lake in an oasis. But thankfully they're really easy to avoid, and we're able to move on to the next kingdom, although this next one isn't so forgiving. The Lake Kingdom. Here we are at Lake Kingdom. Now this kingdom will require some precise platforming, but it's not too bad. First we're going to grab this moon in the sand before moving over this wall with the speedrun strat. Next we're going to go ahead and long jump around this ledge. It's a pretty precise jump. It takes a few tries to do, but after that the level becomes pretty easy. You just have to be careful not to fall in the water and just do some long jumps to get some more moons. You fight Rango, and then we have enough moons to move on to the Wooded Kingdom. And of course this kingdom has a lot of poison. Let's talk about it. Welcome everyone to the Wooded Kingdom, aka you already fell into poison and now you have to reset your run. Now, this level has a lot of poison, as you might have heard. Now, this is kind of a problem because that's against our rules. So we're going to have to find a way around this. But instead I just decided to go right through it and just go ahead and not get hit with poison. Yeah, your cap functions as a cleaning device and it helps you avoid it a lot. So we're able to go up the entire structure go to the tower and climb up that, and then we're able to fight the boss Spewart, grab a few more moons before heading out to the next kingdom. Welcome to Cloud Kingdom, aka filler content for Mario Odyssey that has no water. Thankfully, it's no problem to beat Bowser and we're able to move on to the Lost Kingdom. Welcome to Lost Kingdom. Now, this kingdom would seem pretty scary because there's a lot of poison everywhere, but thankfully we can just avoid it by doing some precise platforming, and by not going anywhere near it, you can avoid the poison without much issue. We're able to collect enough power moons here in order to repair the Odyssey, and then we're able to move on to the next level, that being Metro City. Here we are at Nintendo Feeds Off Your Nostalgia for Old Games at Metro Kingdom, or New Donk City. Now, the city is raining at the very beginning, but because rain doesn't actually function as a body of water, it's allowed. And we can make our way to the tower in order to climb up and fight the Mecha Wiggler, turning the rain off and allowing us to get a lot more moons. And thankfully, just like Sand Kingdom, there isn't really much water here, allowing us to move on to the next kingdom. Welcome everyone to the Snow Kingdom. Now, it starts out in a blizzard, but just unlike New Donk with the rain, this does not count because it's just an effect, although the freezing ice cold water will count. So we're going to have to find a way to get some moons without going in there. But thankfully there's a secret underground society that is thankfully water free. We can go down here to get a few more moons, although I would recommend avoiding the poison room because there's a lot of poison in there. Go figure. But thankfully we're able to get a lot of moons, a lot of different places, and we're able to get enough in order to move on. And that's where the problem begins, in Seaside Kingdom. Welcome to the hardest level in this entire challenge, Seaside Kingdom. Now, as the name implies, this kingdom is on the sea, which means water. And this water, of course, blocks off a ton of moons. We can only get a handful. Thankfully, we only need a handful. So let's run through the moons that we're able to get. I decided to get Ride the Jet Stream. While it requires some platforming, it's easily doable. I also decided to get On the Cliffside. It requires a precise jump, but it's also pretty doable. Next, I decided to get the moon with the female Goomba, as well as the story moon on the cliffside, because those obviously don't require any water. Next, I decided to take some hint art, and I decided to go to Metro Kingdom because hint art is fun. Yay! After that, I decided to come back to Seaside Kingdom and go into the hidden room and find a hidden moon underground. After that, I decided to do the most fun thing in Mario Odyssey besides hint art, literally buying a moon. Yay! After that, all we needed were 3 more moons, so I decided to go ahead and get the 2 moons that were in the Fog Sea hidden area, and get a hidden moon that was on the backside of the cliffside. And with that, we had enough moons to move on to the next kingdom, which just happened to be Luncheon, which of course was full of lava. Let's talk about what I did. Here we are at Luncheon Kingdom, where we have a lot of pink lava, and of course we have to avoid that. Now, first up, we have to have a fight with Spewart, but after that, as long as you don't just jump into the lava or capture a Podoboo, you're able to avoid all the lava pretty easily. You just have to be pretty good at finding moons, because you'll need a lot of them. Thankfully, after getting a ton of moons, we're able to leave this kingdom and move on to the next one. We are finally here at Rouen Kingdom. We're so close to Bowser, yet for some reason we're taking on a random dragon. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, I'm looking at Rouen Kingdom. Mario is Dark Souls confirmed. Now that that's out of the way, this kingdom has no water, no lava, no poison, no nothing in it. Instead it's just a filler kingdom, with again nothing in it. So it's easy to clear. And with that we can move on to the next kingdom. We are finally here. We have made it to Bowser's Kingdom. Now, Bowser's Kingdom, while it would seem like it would be easy, it has quite a few problems. The most obvious being a ton of poison all over the ground in some of these sections. Literally being vats of poison that could be easily jumped into. Thankfully, those aren't too hard to avoid. Although, if you're not careful, lava will catch you off guard. What lava am I talking about? I'm talking about in the Harriet boss battle. Yeah, her bombs now explode and leave a lava little patch. And I decided to count that as not allowed. So you just gotta be careful of that. And thankfully that's about it, besides a little patch of water in another section. And with that we're able to move on to Moon Kingdom and rescue Princess Peach. We're finally here. We're in the home stretch on the moon. All we have to do is go through the lunar caves and save Princess Peach. Although there is one problem. That being the lunar caves. Now, these caves are completely filled with lava. And while there's no Podoboo section, we do have to be really careful in this entire level. Because one slip up could lead you to fall in the lava and start this challenge all the way over. Thankfully, with a little bit of practice, we're able to make it through. And we're able to make it through completely dry. Now we can make our way up to the final little hill before going to face Bowser. Thankfully, Bowser only shoots fire and not lava, allowing us to make our way to defeat him. And then we can head out of the moon with Princess Peach on our shoulder. And with that, we have officially beaten Super Mario Odyssey without touching water. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.